Life can surprise us when we least expect it. Small acts of love can change everything. The story you're about to read shows how one person's kindness can turn a bad day into something beautiful. If you think everyone deserves a second chance, if you still believe good things can happen, then please like this video. Share it with someone who needs hope today. Subscribe to Kindness Corner and tell us what you think in the comments. We read every single one. The snow was falling hard that Tuesday morning. The streets were slippery and dangerous. Most people stayed inside their warm homes, but some had no choice but to go out into the cold world. At the old downtown library, a young woman sat at a corner table with her little daughter. Books were spread out in front of them, but the woman wasn't reading. Claire Bennett looked worried and tired. Her hands shook as she held a piece of paper, another bill she couldn't pay. Her 4-year-old daughter sat quietly next to her, coloring in an old book with broken crayons. The little girl wore a thin jacket that was too small for her. She had learned not to ask for things her mother couldn't give her. Claire was 28 years old and used to be a nursing student. 2 years ago, the man who promised to love her forever left without saying goodbye. Last month, she lost her job at the grocery store because she had to stay home when her daughter got sick. Now they had nowhere to live except a tiny room at the shelter. Every day was a fight just to survive. If you believe kindness can change the world, please take a moment to like this video and share it. Subscribe to Kindness Corner so we can keep telling stories that matter. Your support helps us remind people that hope is real. Outside the library window, a black car stopped at the red light. The man driving was Alexander Reed. He was rich and powerful, the boss of a big computer company. People in business suits were afraid of him. Newspapers wrote about how successful he was. But today, something made him look through that library window. He saw Claire sitting there with her daughter. He watched how she gently helped the little girl with her coloring. He noticed how thin they both looked. Something deep inside his heart told him to stop and help. Alex parked his car and walked into the library. "Excuse me," he said softly to Claire. "I couldn't help but notice. Do you need help with anything?" Claire looked up, scared. Strangers usually meant trouble. She pulled her daughter closer and shook her head. "We're fine," she lied. But Alex could see they weren't fine. The little girl looked hungry. Claire's clothes were old and worn out. Her eyes had the look of someone who had been fighting too long. "My name is Alexander Reed," he said, sitting down carefully. "I know you don't know me, but I'd like to buy you and your daughter lunch. No strings attached. Just lunch." Claire stared at him. "Why would you do that?" Alex was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "Because when I was little, my family had nothing too. I remember being hungry. I remember my mom crying when she thought I wasn't looking. Someone helped us once, and it saved our lives." The little girl tugged on her mother's sleeve. "Mommy, I'm hungry," she whispered. That's when Claire's walls came down. She started crying right there in the library. All the fear, all the worry, all the nights wondering how they would survive, it all came out. Alex didn't say anything. He just waited. When Claire was ready, he took them to a small restaurant nearby. He watched the little girl eat her first real meal in days. He listened as Claire told him their story, how she lost everything, how scared she was, how hard she tried to be strong for her daughter. "I used to be a nursing student," Claire said. "I was so close to finishing. But then life happened, and now I don't know what to do." Alex thought for a long time. Then he said something that changed everything. "What if you could go back to school?" What happened next wasn't like in the movies. It was better because it was real. Alex didn't just give Claire money and walk away. He became part of their lives. He found them a safe apartment. He paid for Claire to finish nursing school. He made sure her daughter had warm clothes and good food. But most importantly, he gave them hope. Claire worked harder than ever. She studied late into the night after her daughter was asleep. She took every test, finished every assignment, and never gave up. Alex was always there, cheering her on like family. The day Claire graduated from nursing school, she wore a white uniform with her name on it. Her daughter sat in the front row, clapping and smiling. Alex was there too, proud as any father would be. "I did it," Claire whispered, tears in her eyes. "No," Alex said. "You always had it in you. You just needed someone to believe in you." Claire got a job at the children's hospital. She was good at her work because she understood what it felt like to struggle. She was kind to every patient and every worried parent who walked through those doors. Her daughter grew up strong and happy. She learned that the world could be scary, but it was also full of good people. She learned that kindness was the most important thing you could give someone. Alex never asked for anything back. He just smiled when he saw how well they were doing. Sometimes he would stop by for dinner. Claire would cook his favorite meal, and they would talk like old friends. Years passed. One day, Claire was working at the hospital when she saw a young mother crying in the waiting room. The woman looked lost and afraid. Her little boy was sick, and she had no money for his medicine. Claire sat down next to her. "Can I help you?" she asked gently. That's when Claire realized what Alex had known all along. Kindness doesn't end with one person. It keeps growing, spreading from heart to heart like light in the darkness. She helped that mother just like Alex had helped her. And that mother would help someone else someday. The circle of kindness would never be broken. Today, Claire still works at the children's hospital. She's one of the best nurses they have. Her daughter is in high school now, smart and kind just like her mother. And Alex, he's still helping people, still looking for ways to make the world a little bit better. Sometimes Claire thinks about that snowy day at the library. She thinks about how one stranger's kindness changed everything. She knows that miracles are real. They just look like ordinary people doing extraordinary things. If this story touched your heart, please like this video and share it with someone who needs hope. Subscribe to Kindness Corner so we can keep telling stories about the good in this world. And if you have a story about how someone's kindness changed your life, or how you changed someone else's life, please tell us in the comments. Your story might be exactly what another person needs to hear today. Remember, you never know when you might be someone's miracle. Keep your eyes open. Keep your heart ready. The world needs more people like Alexander Reed and Claire Bennett. The world needs more people like you.